All right, let's talk about something that's a huge challenge for just about every nonprofit out there. How do you keep your donors engaged for the long haul? It's a problem that can honestly make or break a mission, but the good news is there are some really clear ways to fix it.
So let's just dive right in with the question that probably keeps a lot of fundraisers up at night. Seriously, why do a staggering 70% of donors give just one time, and then poof, they vanish? It's a massive drop-off, and figuring out the why is the absolute first step.
And yeah, the reality is pretty stark. On average, most organizations only hang on to about a third of their donors from one year to the next. This is what people call the leaky bucket problem. It's like you're working so hard to pour new donors into the top, but your old ones are just constantly slipping out through holes in the bottom. It's exhausting, and frankly, it's just not sustainable.
But hey, it is not all doom and gloom. We've got a roadmap to plug those leaks. We're going to start by really digging into that leaky bucket problem. Then we'll talk about building a solid framework, getting to know your donors on a deeper level, and building real connections. We'll even see how the right tech can help create supporters who stick around for life.
Okay, first up, let's really put this whole leaky bucket thing under a microscope, because if we're going to fix it, we have to know exactly what we're dealing with.
I mean, just let these numbers sink in for a second. Nearly 2/3 of the people who were moved enough by your mission to pull out their wallet and make a donation are never heard from again. That's such a huge missed opportunity, not just for the money, but for building a real community around your cause. It really suggests that for many, the relationship just stops dead the second the transaction is complete.
All right, so the solution here is a pretty fundamental shift in thinking. We've got to move away from being reactive, only reaching out when we need another donation, and get proactive about building real, actual relationships. And to do that, you absolutely need a structured plan.
And a fantastic place to start is just by mapping out that entire donor journey. It begins with them just becoming aware of you. Then they might do a little research, which leads to them deciding to give. But, and this is the part we so often forget, the journey doesn't end there. The most important part, retention, is what comes after that first gift. You've got to treat each of those stages differently.
Toby Nafesi from TechGoose puts it perfectly here. A solid strategy isn't just about fundraising. It's the actual backbone of your whole organization. It's what keeps you organized, and more importantly, it's what keeps your donors happy and feeling like they really matter.
Let's move to the next step, and this one is a really big one. One size does not fit all. You simply cannot treat every single donor the same way and expect it to work. It's time to get specific.
Now, one of the most powerful tools for this is something called RFM analysis. I know it sounds a little techy, but it's actually super straightforward. You're just grouping donors based on 3 simple things: recency, how recently did they give; frequency, how often do they give; and monetary value, how much do they give. That's it. And that gives you an amazing roadmap of who to talk to and what to say.
And here is where it all clicks into place. Think about it. That person who gave a huge $10,000 gift, but it was 3 years ago, a generic email blast is just going to get deleted. That person needs a personal phone call. Meanwhile, your amazing loyal donor who gives $25 every single month, they don't need a call, they need to see the consistent impact their support is making. It's all about matching the right strategy to the right supporter.
I absolutely love this quote from Lynn Wester. It so brilliantly illustrates the hidden potential that's probably just sitting in your data right now. You likely already have future major supporters in your system, and they're just waiting for you to notice them and build that deeper connection.
Okay, so once you know who your donors are, you can start building those truly meaningful connections. This is where we move from spreadsheets and data analysis to real, lasting human relationships. And look, personalization is so much more than just using someone's first name. It's about making them feel seen. Imagine getting a note that not only uses your name, but references the specific campaign you gave to. Or what about celebrating the anniversary of your very first donation? These small gestures show you're not just a transaction, you're a valued partner. It's also critical to meet donors where they are. And the data here is crystal clear. Campaigns that use a mix of channels, like maybe combining digital with direct mail, see a massive 118% lift in response rates. You're just far more likely to connect if you're not putting all your eggs in the email basket. And you should think of every channel as having its own superpower. SMS is amazing for urgent alerts because of its nearly perfect open rate. But if you want to tell a deeper, more emotional story, nothing really beats the tangible feel of a letter someone can hold in their hands. The strategy is all about using the right tool for the right job.
The foundation for all of this is just one thing: trust.
And get this, the impact is incredible. Organizations that are really transparent about how they use donations can see contributions jump by up to 40%. It just proves that showing donors exactly where their money goes isn't just good ethics, it's an incredibly powerful fundraising strategy.
Now, I know this all sounds like a lot of work, but this is where modern technology can be a total game changer. Let's talk about how the right tools can help you automate, analyze, and just amplify your efforts.
Think about all those routine tasks, like sending receipts and thank you notes. When you automate those, you free up your team to focus on what humans do best, building authentic relationships. And the payoff is huge, a potential 30% boost in revenue within just the first year.
And if you think that's impressive, when we bring AI into the picture, the results can be absolutely staggering. Take the Rainforest Action Network. By using AI to optimize their appeals, they saw, get this, an 866% increase in converting one-time donors into recurring supporters. That's not just an improvement, that's a total transformation.
This quote from Ashutosh Nandeshwar perfectly captures the true purpose of technology in this space. It's not about replacing human connection, it's about enabling more of it. Tech should handle all the repetitive work so you and your team can be more donor-centric.
So you see how all these pieces start to fit together, right? The framework, the segmentation, the personalization, the technology, when they all come together, you create this powerful system that shifts a simple one-time transaction into a real lasting partnership. So what's the action plan here? Well, it starts with building that solid framework for the donor journey. From there, you use data to understand who your supporters are, and then you personalize every single interaction across every channel. By using technology wisely and creating a welcoming experience from day one, you're building a system that's designed for retention. It's all about stewardship.
And this brings us right back to our final thought. The greatest potential to grow your mission might already be sitting right there in your database, just waiting for a meaningful, personalized connection. The question is, are you ready to go find them?